KVL Pravina from Anakapalli district. Well, children, we learn many things in our lives. Can you say from where we learn all these things? Yes, we learn from our parents, teachers, friends, and even from our surroundings too. Here, we are going to learn something interesting from a tiny teacher. Can you guess who is it? Yes, that's a small creature, an ant. That's the tiny teacher. Let's have an eye on the overview of the lesson, The Tiny Teacher.
Overview of the tiny teacher. In this lesson, we have interactivity, reading comprehension, and comprehension check. Before we begin our lesson, let's look at the learning objectives of this lesson. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to describe the characteristics of an ant's life, state the different roles and duties of the ants in a colony, recognize the different types of ants and their functions, explain how the ants communicate with each other using their antenna, express the importance of hard work, discipline, and loyalty through the behavior of ants. Summarize the process of an ant's life cycle from egg to a complete ant. Describe the relationship between ants and other creatures living in an ant hill, including their interaction with green fly. State how humans can learn from the habits and behavior of ants and identify at least one important lesson. Children, let's move to the lesson. The Tiny Teacher, Comprehension 1. Though so very small, the ant is unbelievably intelligent and hardworking. Name the smallest insect you have seen and the wisest.
Is it the fly?
No, it isn't.
Is it the mosquito?
No, not the mosquito.
Then it must be the worm.
No, none of these. It is the ant, the commonest, the smallest, but the wisest insect. The story of an ant's life sounds almost untrue. So, we know a number of facts about this tiny, hardworking, and intelligent creature. But people have kept ants as pets and have watched their daily behavior closely. An ant uses its feelers or antenna to talk to other ants by passing messages through them. Watch a row of ants moving up or down the wall. Each ant greets all the other coming from the opposite direction by touching their feelers. There are many kinds of ants. The commonest among them are the black or red ones. We have seen them since we were children, but haven't paid enough attention to them. Where do they live? In their comfortable homes called nests or ant hills. Each has hundreds of little rooms and passages. In some of these rooms, the queen ant lays eggs. Others are nurseries for the young ones, called grubs. Workers have their reserved quarters. They spend most of the time searching for food. Some rooms serve as storehouses for this food. Soldiers have separate barracks. No worker has ever tried to live in a soldier's house. No soldier has ever gone out searching for food. No worker or soldier or cleaner has ever harmed a grub. So you see, an ant's life is very peaceful. Each does its share of work intelligently and bravely and never fights with other members of the group. Children, hope you have learnt well about ants. Let's check our comprehension once. The story of an ant's life sounds almost untrue. The italicized phrase means A. Highly exaggerated, B. Too remarkable to be true, C. Not based on facts. Yes, children, you are perfectly correct. The answer is option B. Too remarkable to be true. Congratulations!
Complete the following sentences. 2. An ant is the smallest dash. Option A, but the wisest. B, but the laziest. C, but the innocent. Mark the right answer. Yes, you are right. The answer is option A, but the wisest. Appreciating you, children. We know a number of facts about an ant's life because dash. Option A, those are our friends. B, we have watched their daily behavior closely. C, they told us about them. Yes, you're right. The answer is option B. We have watched their daily behavior closely. Awesome, children. Fourth question is, in what ways is an ant's life peaceful? Option A, they fight with each other for their work. B, each does its share of work intelligently and bravely. C, they calculate their share of work. Yes, children, perfect. The answer is option B. Each does its share of work intelligently and bravely. Very good, children. You have understood the lesson very well. Let's explore some more about ants. The queen is the mother of the entire population of the colony. It lives for about 15 years. It has a pair of wings but bites them off after its wedding flight. This flight takes place on a hot summer day. The queen ant has a pair of wings which she casts off before she begins to lay eggs. The queen leaves the nest and goes out to meet a male ant or drone high up in the air. On its return to earth, it gets rid of its wings and then does nothing but lay eggs. Now it's time to learn about ants' lifestyle. Eggs hatch and grubs come out. Soldiers guard them. Workers feed and clean them and also carry them about daily for airing, exercise, and sunshine. 2 or 3 weeks later, grubs become cocoons and lie without food or activity for 3 weeks more. Then the cocoons break and perfect ants appear. It's time for teaching and training. New ants learn their duties from old ants as workers, soldiers, builders, cleaners, etc. After a few weeks training, the small ants are ready to go out into the big world of work. We get astonishment when we know about ants' disciplined lifestyle and work division. Let's have a glance on it. The Life of an Ordinary Ant in the Ant Hill is a book which many of us seldom open. An ant hill is a home not only for ants but also for some other creatures, beetles, lesser breeds of ants, and the greenfly. Why do ants want these alien creatures to live in their nests? For several reasons. Some give off smell pleasant to the ants' senses. Others give sweet juices, and some are just pets or playthings like cats and dogs to human beings. The green fly is the ant's cow. The ants train it to give honeydew like milk with a touch of the antenna. They milk it just as we milk the cow. Have humans learned as much as ants have? Perhaps they have, but they haven't put their learning to good use. They may still learn a few things from this tiny teacher. Hard work, sense of duty and discipline, cleanliness, care for the young ones, and above all, a firm loyalty to the land where they live. Let's check how well we understood ants' life. Comprehension check 2. 1. How long does it take for a grub to become a complete ant? Option A, 5 to 6 weeks. B, 1 to 2 weeks. C, 2 to 3 weeks.
Yes, you are absolutely correct. I'm appreciating you, children. The answer is option A, 5 to 6 weeks. Why do the worker ants carry the grubs about? Option A, to make the new ants learn their duties. B, to get cheerfulness. C, to get anger. Oh, nice! Children, you gave correct answer. The answer is option A, to make the new ants learn their duties.
Question number 3. What jobs are new ants trained for? Option A, jokers, painters, artists. Option B, workers, soldiers, builders, cleaners, etc. Option C, actors, dramatists, etc. Yes, children, you are correct. Answer is option B, workers, soldiers, builders, cleaners, etc. Very good.
Name some other creatures that live in ant hills. Option A, beetles, greenfly, etc. B, cats and dogs. C, houseflies and mosquitoes, etc. Excellent, children. You said perfect answer. The answer is option A, beetles, greenfly, etc. Take the following which we can learn from the tiny teacher. Option A, hard work. B, sense of duty. C, discipline. D, cleanliness. E, care for the young ones. F, firm loyalty to the land where they live. Z, all the above. Yes, we can learn all these things from ants. Congratulations! Exercise of this lesson. Discuss the following topics in group. Number 1. What problems are you likely to face if you keep ants as pets? When a group of bees find nectar, it informs other bees of its location, quantity, etc. through dancing. Can you guess what ants communicate to their fellow ants by touching one another's feelers?
Complete the following poem with words hole, kennel, nest, anthill, stable from the shapes below. Then recite the poem. Soldiers live in barracks and birds in dash, much like a snake that rests in a dash. No horse is able to sleep except in a dash, and a dog lives well, mind you, only in a dash. To say hi to an ant, if you will, you may have to climb and dash. Then we will repeat the poem again with answers. Soldiers live in barracks and birds in nests, much like a snake that rests in a hole. No horse is able to sleep except in a stable, and a dog lives well, mind you, only in a kennel. To say hi to an ant, if you will, you may have to climb an ant hill. Summary of the story. An ant is the commonest, smallest, and wisest insect, known for its hard work, intelligence, and communication. Ants live in nests or ant hills which have hundreds of little rooms and passages. The queen ant lays eggs in some rooms while others are nurseries for young grubs. Workers have their reserved quarters while soldiers have separate barracks. Ants do their share of work intelligently and bravely, never fighting with other members of the group. The queen is the mother of the entire population of the colony and lives for about 15 years. After its wedding flight, the queen leaves the nest and meets a male ant or drone high up in the air. After laying eggs, the queen leaves the nest and goes out to meet a male ant or drone high up in the air. On its return to Earth, it removes its wings and lays eggs. Soldiers guard these grubs and workers feed and clean them. After a few weeks training, new ants are ready to go out into the big world of the work. An ant hill is also home to other creatures such as beetles, lesser breeds of ants, and the greenfly. Ants want these alien creatures to live in their nests for several reasons, including providing pleasant smiles, sweet juices, and being pets or playthings like cats and dogs. The green fly is the ant's cow and they train it to give honeydew with their antenna. While humans may have learned as much as ants, they may still learn from this tiny teacher hard work, sense of duty and discipline, cleanliness, care for the young ones, and a firm loyalty to the land where they live.
Moral from the story. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Tim Notke. Dear children, thank you for listening.